had to take one test, okay?
They
I
say
had to take one test. If I pass that bitch, June 20th, I'm gonna fucking graduate. Kai went all the way to Taiwan. It cannot go to the Q's for me.
Rakai is trying
they said Cenat don't want nothing to do with Rakai no more. Let's see what's going on, chat. Let's see what's going on, chat. Let's see what's going on, chat.
to graduate. June 20th is the date circled on the calendar. For the past year, he has been attending online school while continuing his streaming career. And recently, he announced on stream that if he wanted to walk across the stage and receive his diploma, he would need to be physically present in Syracuse from May 30th to June 20th.
All right, listen, the bad news is, right? So, graduation is obviously coming up. I graduate.
Who cares?
June 20th, right? But where the bad news come in is that, right? For my mom told me for order me in a school called for order me to graduate and walk the
That
stage.
nigga said for order for me. For order to me.
For order me in a school called for order me to graduate and walk the stage, I would have to re-enjoin.
Re-enjoin. This motherfucker, hey man, listen to what I'm saying to you, man. That nigga said, hey, listen. That he said re-enjoin. Listen, y'all, YouTube and Meta might owe you up to $1,000 if you or your child grew up on social media. If you or your child spent years growing up on social media and experienced serious mental health issues, you should hear this. Recently, a jury just ordered Meta and YouTube to pay millions for their role in designing and promoting addictive platforms. They know that their apps can cause anxiety, depression, or body image issues, but they never shared those risks with us. They never made us sign anything that we knew the risk. They just maximized their profits. And the recent historic verdict underscores the consequences of those decisions. But you better not worry. Morgan & Morgan is stepping up to hold these platforms accountable for the harm that they have caused. Click the link in my bio to take a very short questionnaire quiz because you might be entitled to a potential recovery of over $1,000. What does that mean? Re-enjoin?
No!
Then before that, he said in order for I to go. What? Hey, y'all know the videos that be on Instagram that be having these kids that was like 19, like 16, 18 or whatever. They be outside and like they be asking them to read a sentence or like an index card and they can't read.
To school until May 30th till June 20th.
Unfortunately, the announcement itself immediately reminded everyone why school has been such a struggle for him. He did not say, in order for me. He said, for order me.
Mama.
I'm glad somebody else fucking... Oh my God, man. Hey, this little motherfucker is a senior in high school. It ain't like he in 6th grade. This is scary, bro. Do y'all know that most... Man, go look up the read. While this video playing, I'm gonna look up some reading statistics and give y'all that. Our kids in this country, they can't read no more. They slow.
Told me for order me in a school called
For
order me to graduate.
He did not say re-enroll. He said re-enjoin.
I would have to re-enjoin.
And somehow, that ended up being the least dramatic part of the entire graduation saga. Things escalated when the school informed Rakai that even if he completed every requirement necessary to graduate, he still might not be allowed to attend the ceremony in person. Not because of his grades, not because of attendance, because he was considered a potential disturbance.
Okay?
For sure.
Let me talk.
He definitely gonna be a disturber.
Boom. I had 3 meetings. One is saying like, okay, I go to school, so I can't go to school right now. They're saying, okay, they said that the school been talking about me going back to school, and they think like it's just not gonna work. Like, you in school, no one's gonna be able to focus, which I think that's, you feel me? I think that's facts or not. That's check it out, chat. They say if I go to school, oh, I'm a cause shit like that. Y'all saying facts?
Bro.
Rakai had already publicly announced,
Bro. Bro. Listen, bro. I hope this is a lie. It says 79% of US adults nationwide are literate. 21% of adults are illiterate. And 54% of adults have a literacy below a 6th grade level. So 21% of these motherfuckers, adults in America, can't read, can't write. They're illiterate. And 54% of them, 75% of them are literate, right? But 54% of them, that's the majority of adults, nigga. That's 18 and up. Majority of adults in the United States of America, 54% have a literacy below a 6th grade level.
That Cenat and the rest of AMP would be attending his graduation. He turned it into a major event before it even happened, telling his audience and inviting practically everyone he knew in the streaming world. From the school's perspective, what was supposed to be a normal graduation ceremony risked turning into a social media spectacle. They concluded that his presence could create too much disruption for students and families who simply wanted to enjoy their graduation day without the attention shifting elsewhere. Then things got even worse. While streaming, Rakai discovered that he had a 0 in history. Not for a single assignment, but for the entire year. His explanation was that the online school system never properly showed him the assignments, so he never completed them because he never knew they existed.
They say that I didn't do a whole, I didn't for the whole year online, I didn't do no history. They say I have a 0 in history. How the fuck I got 0 in history? And how the fuck do I got a 0 in history? Cause guess what? Online, it never showed me I had history. You feel me? And y'all laugh like that shit funny, bro. That shit not funny, gang.
Eventually,
it don't matter, bro. Bro, don't you have grades you can check? Hey, bro, I've been around for a little minute, okay? I was in high school about 9 years ago. Exactly. I probably had, at this point, I had graduated already. 9 years ago, nigga. You could go online and check your grades. Okay, I got an A in math. I got a 65 in this. I got a 99 in this. I got a 62 in this. This test, I scored an A. This you see what I'm saying? So, if you ain't never got history, that means you check your grades and you see history and it say 0, and you'll be like, oh, what the fuck? What's going on?
3 separate meetings with the superintendent, a compromise was reached. 1 test, a single social studies regents exam. If he passes it, he can attend graduation in person on June 20th.
The good news is that
Lord help him.
I had to take 1 test, okay? I gotta take 1 test. And if I pass that bitch, June 20th, I'm gonna fucking graduate.
At the time of the stream, the exam was only 10 days away. That might sound manageable until you realize that Rakai has already failed this exact exam multiple times before. He told his chat that this time there would be no shortcuts. He joked that he could not use ChatGPT because the test would be taken in person.
And so we gotta do chat. So I gotta pass this 1 test. And now you failing? See,
I ain't gonna lie. The kids gonna get slower and slower. That's the sad part. ChatGPT, Claude, these little motherfuckers ain't gonna be able to put sentences together. They ain't gonna be able to write. Listen, man, ain't no reason for them to write no more. They just gonna get dumber and dumber and dumber. You got streaming. You know what I'm saying? The world is getting dumber. They call this a smartphone. In order for it to be smartphone, it gotta be a dumb motherfucker using it. You see what I'm saying? That's why they call it a smartphone. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, this phone, the internet, has fucked the world up. It has made the world great, but it has also fucked the world up to the point where this motherfucker said re-enjoin. Okay? He said re-enjoin. He said re-enjoin. They got ChatGPT, they got Claude, they got all this AI. You don't have to know how to do nothing no more. So guess what that's gonna do? That's gonna make all these kids that's growing up in this shit, that's gonna make them dumb. Because nobody's gonna teach you how to write an essay. Why do I have to teach you how to write an essay? This is how they thinking. Why do I have to teach you how to write an essay when you could use ChatGPT? But it's not about writing an essay. It's about gathering a thought. It's about reading a book or reading or going over a certain curriculum and reading and understanding, comprehending, and then using what you read, everything that you just read, and put that into your own words and make an essay and put sentences together and have critical thinking skills and articulate yourself. And like, that's what essays do. It's not just about like, oh, let me write this 12-page paper. That's why these motherfuckers is dumb.
That's bad. Like, chat, why you telling me use ChatGPT for the test? Nigga, I can't use ChatGPT, bro, because it's in person. It's in person, bro. So, like, chat, listen, basically, chat, okay, it's a region. It's the social study region. That's what I'm saying. I found that shit multiple times, bro.
He asked everyone to keep their fingers crossed and repeatedly said that he was genuinely trying his best. Surprisingly, for the first time in a long while, a large portion of the internet was actually rooting for him. Then came the Kai Cenat situation. Just one day earlier, Kai appeared in Rakai's stream. Not as a guest, not in person, just sitting in the chat as a viewer, watching. Rakai immediately saw the notification and did what almost anyone would do if the person they had been waiting to hear from suddenly appeared. He asked the question directly in front of thousands of viewers.
Hey, chat, hold on, chat, it might be delayed, it might be delayed, hold on. Chat, it might be delayed. He left or no, he left? Chat, it might be delayed. Kai, will you come to my graduation June 20th?
No response. Kai left the stream.
Hold on, chat, it might be delayed, hold on. That's what I'm saying right there. So I don't want to graduate anymore. The fuck, bro? I don't even want to graduate anymore, What the fuck?
The man who originally encouraged Rakai to stay in school. The person who constantly used Ray as the example Rakai should follow. The person who reportedly promised to attend the graduation. He appeared, saw the message, and left without saying a word. Rakai completely crashed out afterward. He did not hide what was bothering him either. He immediately went to the comparison that had clearly been sitting in his mind the entire time.
What the fuck? Wait, Kai went all the way to Taiwan. You can't come to the Q's. Fuck that. Kai went all the way to Taiwan. You can't come to the Q's for me? Nah, Chad, that's not going through your head, Chad. That's going through your head too fast. Kai went all the way to Taiwan. It cannot go to the Q's for me. It's literally an hour away flight, bro. That's fucked up, bro. Nah, mentally, bro. Hold on, no, bro.
When Ray graduated, Kai Cenat flew from the United States all the way to Taiwan, an international trip across the world to attend a graduation.
Look at my boy right there. Look at my boy. Here, my boy. Yeah. Of course, my boy. Hi. You good? You good?
It's nice to
Next to you. Yeah, of course, I could have missed it.
Now Rakai is sitting in Syracuse, asking for what is essentially a short domestic flight. Ray got Taiwan. Rakai is asking for Syracuse. And that comparison hurts because Kai was one of the main reasons Rakai even attempted to finish school in the first place. Kai did not casually mention education once and move on. He sat Rakai down and deliberately used Ray as an example.
That boy Ray used to have to get dressed, put on his uniform when he didn't want to go to school. Go to school, only stream on Friday and Saturdays. When he got motion, Ray had to put on his uniform or call me and say, Kai, I don't want to go to school, but this shit is ass. I want to stream. Guess what he did though? He went.
I'm gonna be honest though. See, I look at school different. I think school is important, but first of all, it's a million reasons why school don't work. People go to school all the time and still be slow because they're not really teaching you shit that you have to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not really making sure that you can't. It's a class full of 30, 40 fucking people. The teacher does, unless the teacher really, really, really cares, he or she is not going to really be teaching these children. You know what I'm saying? Which is why eventually when I have kids, they're going to be homeschooled and they're going to have a private tutor that's going to teach them. They're going to be very advanced for their age. You understand? They're going to read at a 6th grade level in 2nd grade. You feel what I'm saying? They're going to be doing 6th grade math in 2nd and 3rd grade. But that's because I'm going to put the resources and the power and the money and the time into my children so that they actually learn what they need to learn. So we're not going to wait until they're 16 to learn about what credit is. We're not going to wait until they're 21 to tell them how to teach them how to pay bills. We're not going to wait until they're 19 years old to tell them what an investment is. We're not going to wait until they're 16, 17 years old and make sure that they not saying rejoin. Or what the fuck he say? Re-enjoin. You feel me? Less iPad, less fucking Call of Duty, less streaming, more actual learning. Real learning, bro. Not just do this dumbass worksheet. That's all school is. Come do this dumbass worksheet, sit your ass down, shut up, don't say nothing, raise your hand. That ain't what's supposed to be going on, bro. You feel me? But I understand the point that he's trying to make. Because Rakai stopped learning about 2-3 years ago. The little motherfucker only 17. You know what I'm saying? And whenever he blew up, however long ago that was the last time he thought, he might have been, listen, man, I don't want to say nothing. He might be listen, I don't know how many people was in his class.
Was cooking. And that's your main squeeze. Y'all like this. That's your boy. That's your boy, right?
That is my main squeeze.
That's your boy. You ain't right. You ain't right. Y'all like this. So if he could do it, why can't you, bro? You got one more year, gang. I want you to be able to show niggas that not only you can stream, but you can also get your shit done. But look though, you can't show me no grades. So look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do Jimmy Fallon, right? I'm gonna pull up on my boy Rakai.
Multiple people close to the situation later claimed that Kai specifically promised he would attend the graduation.
You're not supposed to take in what people tell you and let it affect you on a day-to-day basis. You're supposed to take it in and just use it as fuel. It'll only make you stronger. If somebody tell you can't do something, you prove to them that you can.
You're right.
I hope when you go back home, take everything I'm saying and you really like.
No, I did saying for
I
sure.
hope you do your homework when you go back home.
No, I am.
I hope so.
That nigga ain't do nothing.
I am.
Because I know you're not.
Yes, I am.
I remember I said I'll come to your graduation. You graduate.
That's?
Yes, so pass. Make you a promise here. I promise you right now. Look, I will come to your graduation if you pass. If you're able to graduate, which is when, next year?
Yeah.
I'll come to your graduation.
Bet.
I'll come all the way to Syracuse just for you, see you graduate.
Now I'm gonna make sure I graduate, nigga.
Hand me up. We need a handshake.
That promise mattered. It became one of the biggest sources of motivation, keeping Rakai moving forward whenever he wanted to quit. Of course, some people have pushed back on the criticism toward Kai. Their argument is simple. If one of the biggest streamers in the world shows up at a Syracuse graduation ceremony, the event instantly stops being about the students. The attention shifts to Kai. Security concerns increase. Crowds form. Students who have spent years working toward that moment suddenly become background characters at their own graduation. And honestly, that is not an unreasonable concern. But to really understand how Rakai ended up 10 days away from graduation in the first place, you have to go back much further. Rakai originally dropped out of high school to pursue streaming full-time. As his popularity grew, so did the criticism. People constantly mocked him for being uneducated. Clips went viral of him mispronouncing basic words, struggling with spelling, and having difficulty communicating things that most people would have learned in school years earlier.
But listen, you like how I look? I was that bad. I was in my soul.
Yo, why not buy me again, bro?
I was in my soul.
Yo, is he the first
human being that speaks 0 languages, bro?
Like, bro, I gave you a chance. I slowed it down and made sure that I heard you properly, and it turns out...
I ain't gonna lie, though. It's a problem, bro. Like, it could be funny and all, but it really is sad, gang. Like, come on, bro. You can't re-enjoin. I can't re-enjoin, my nigga. Come on, bro. This ain't right. I blame the parents because I'm gonna tell you something. I don't give a damn what my son doing. You think, because I think his mom, I don't know about his dad, but I think don't his mom still live in New York? Like, so you think because you blew up off streaming that I'm about to send your young dumbass to Atlanta to stream every day and live by yourself in a house where it's nothing but other teenagers? No. If you blowing up and streaming like that, nigga, how about this? How about you can buy us a new house since you streaming. Thank you, son. If I'm just saying, like, if I'm his mom right now, his mom probably is not as rich as Rakai is, right? Rakai, you blow up, you get rich off streaming, whatever the case is, you sign a deal, whatever. Buy us a new house, set up your stream downstairs in the basement, and you can have the whole basement. You can tell your friends to come over here. But motherfucker, I'm finna still be your parent every day until you're 18, 19 years old. Like, I'm not sending my I think he was like 15 or 16 when he left. I'm not sending my 15-year-old, 16-year-old son to drop out of high school to go hang around. Cenat is all good and mature. That nigga only 24. So I'm 23 or whatever he is. I'm not sending my 16-year-old, 15-year-old son to go be watched by some 20-some-year-old nigga that he just met. The fuck? I'm not doing that. I don't give a damn how much money you making. You can make all that money later when you graduate and you get 18 and move out my house, bro. I'm not like, so I blame I blame the parents, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because if my kid was struggling in anything, I'm gonna get him tutoring or her tutoring. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get them, nigga, we gonna work. Just like anything else. My kids want to play basketball. They suck at basketball. I'm going to get the trainers. We coming out here at 5 in the morning. We working out from 5 to 10. You taking a nap. You waking up. We going back outside. We doing exercises. Like, you feel me? So, listen, man.
That Kai ABC mouse plan, because whatever you got going on, bro, you can't communicate to save your life, gang.
Awesome. Which you could get a little bit of sometimes to it.
Wow, man.
Check any?
No. Yeah, why are you asking the chat?
Bro, it's the hard thing to do. Like this? I'm like, this. I'm on the phone. What? What about this?
What? Bro, this nigga's a caveman, bro. This is not, it's funny, but it's really sad, bro. This is like kind of like sad, and it's embarrassing to the black community. This is sad, bro. I'm sorry, gang. I will let the National Association of Niggas in the World do not recognize this man, okay?
Oh, I'm on the phone.
What?
Bro, that's what the fuck you doing? Never forget the bath. Never. Don't ever talk back saying you forgot your drink.
That nigga.
What's your necessity?
What?
And then you gonna do this in front of the white girl. Now you got the white girl looking. Look how she looking at you right now. You gonna do this in front of in front of the snow. Look at how the snow looking at you right now. Come on, bro. And then y'all, let me tell you something though, bro. You can tell, I'm not gonna say 100% of the time, but a lot of the time you can tell somebody's intelligence based off of the content that they make. You get what I'm saying? It's one thing to be entertaining, but you can't fake that. You can't fake that. I don't think you can fake that. It's probably 1,000 more clips of this man. What? What's your ethnicity? I have to re-enjoin, motherfucker.
Ethnicity.
Ethnicity.
What's your ethnicity? What's your ethnicity?
That nigga pointed at his
I'm saying it
skin.
wrong. What's your what's it called? Oh, ethnicity.
What does that mean?
Wait, Chad, what's it called?
He still ain't gonna be able to read it when you put it in there.
I said that right there.
Ethnicity?
How you see? Look, he said, how you say that right there? Come on, bro.
Ethnicity, yeah, my bad. Ethnicity.
Like,
You still saying
Oh,
that
you're
wrong.
Caucasian.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cause you could have been like anything else. I don't know. It's like that. Bunch. Medicine. Bro, fuck this shit, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm just gonna take. Oh.
Read this. Come on. Read this right here. Right here.
Our lives was beginning to get very
Oh
dry.
my God. Hey, bro. Hey, the fact that y'all still let that nigga stream that shit is. Hey, y'all need to go to jail, bro. Real deal, gang. Like somebody need to call the police on y'all, bro.
Call the popo, huh?
Real deal, bro. This is embarrassing. Like, this ain't even what I expected to see when I clicked on the video, gang. I'm flabbergasted right now, bro. I'm flabbergasted. These little kids retarded. The kids is retarded, man. This is bad, bro. This is bad, bro. This is absolutely terrible. And the fact that Cenat, no, I would never let you, if you can't read, you not streaming with me. You feel me? Like, don't get me wrong. I always felt like school was stupid, but at least when we was in school, they made us read, write, comprehend, nigga. Read this book and summarize it in your own words. You understand? Write an essay on it. Pick these 3 things or these 3, you know what I'm saying? Thought-provoking questions. We had classes in high school and they would make us tell what this just said. Like, they would make us, bro. And you always knew it was some kids slower than the 5th grader in that motherfucker. But they would make us do it. They would make us do it. The problem with school is that you could get A's and B's and be dumb than a motherfucker. That's the problem. You don't have to learn anything, bro. They're not really teaching you shit. They just telling you to do some worksheets. And if you do the worksheet, you get an A. Like, that's how school is now, bro. That ain't how school was when I was growing up, gang. I graduated in 17, bro. 2017. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Lice, my nigga. On.
I mean, Elise.
Oh, no, on.
He said Elise.
Elise.
Yeah, Charlie fast. Hold on, go back. Go
He said Elise, and then he said
But it
Elise.
can all spark to make a strong artwork. That's how I would define the sneaker equation. I would say these sneakers have gone through.
Oh my God.
What's a vowel right now? You in 12th grade, nigga. What's a vowel, bro?
Vowel? It's like a vowel, nigga.
It's not funny, bro. I hope this
The criticism became so widespread that he eventually decided.
I just pray that it's like a joke that he just act dumb on camera, but it don't seem like it, bro.
To return to education through a boarding school program while continuing to stream. That plan collapsed before it even began. The boarding school stream was canceled before day 1, not because of something the school did, not because of an academic issue, but because the school started receiving death threats. Following the backlash from Rakai's comments about El Rubius and Mexico during a Mr. Beast video, members of the Spanish YouTube community began targeting virtually every platform and project associated with him. Eventually, the controversy reached the boarding school itself. The school had absolutely nothing to do with the drama, yet it became caught in the crossfire. Faced with growing concerns for staff and student safety, administrators decided to pull out entirely. Ironically, the very behavior that helped create Rakai's education problem ended up sabotaging one of the biggest attempts to solve it. After that, he transitioned to online school and continued streaming. And now, after all the setbacks, all the controversies, all the failed exams, all the public embarrassment, and all the chaos that seems to follow him everywhere he goes, Rakai finds himself staring at one final hurdle, one test, one graduation ceremony, one chance to finally prove that he can finish what he's.
This little boy should not be graduating. If he can't read Elise, if he can't say the word ethnicity, if he can't even read that, hey, bro, he don't need to be graduating high school, bro. Y'all, all that No Child Left Behind shit, boy, he don't need to be. If he said Elise re-enjoin, sometimes he might be talking. He say I go back. What, motherfucker? He can't, bro. Bro, it's one thing if you forget how to pronounce something real quick, cool. But they typed ethnicity in the chat. He said, how you say that right there? He said Elise or whatever. Alice, motherfucker. Like, let me try to find where is that video at where these, like, the dude be on Instagram making people read, gang. What the fuck is his page, bro? Let me see if I can find this real quick. Where is this? Because I just sent it to wifey like a few days ago, gang. Or maybe it was a week ago or something. I don't know how long ago that shit was. I need to find it. Hey, listen.
Our children.
Look at this.
Clip here. She wore a suit.
Now, I'm going to tell you what the index card says. It says she wore a silhouette of clothes that were extraordinary but somewhat gauche. Right?
Clothes that were... Who's this for?
She wore a sahalat, extraordinary, whatever.
Wait, bro. Bitch, I don't know that word. Like, I knew we had, it was a...
These kids is slow. This shit say 54% of adults in America read at a 6th grade or below level, bro. 6th grade, my nigga? By the time I was in 7th grade, we was reading Romeo and Juliet, bro. We was writing essays on Romeo. You feel me? And I did go to an advanced school. Like, I went to high school in 7th grade. So, for everybody that don't know, they had something in Chicago. It's called the Academic Center. When you in 6th grade, when you in elementary school, you test and you take tests. Your grades got to be a certain level, and you take tests. Now, when you go take these tests, these are not the tests that you think the test is. The test is not history test, science test. The whole test might be an hour. It was an hour or two long. I was in 6th grade, and I was testing to get into the Academic Center. Okay, and the test was very logical. It was not like science or reading, or it was comprehending something. Like, for example, how can I get this pen inside of, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was like shapes. Like, how do you get this? It was like a logic test. It wasn't testing your ability to do the work. It was testing your ability to think and figure out logic. You see what I'm saying? Just logical shit. So, for example, like for a dog, you might put something in front of a dog that the dog has to kind of figure out how to get through it. Once the dog figures, the dog is using its brain to figure out how to get through the obstacle, right? That's the kind of test that I had on paper. It was like a 2-hour test. So when I took the test, I scored great on it, and I got into the Academic Center. Now, what the Academic Center was 7th and 8th graders got to go. It was certain high schools that had it. 7th and 8th graders went to high school. So in 7th grade, my first homecoming was at a high school, bro. Like Lindblom Math and Science Academy High School. You know what I'm saying? So they had a section of the school that was 7th and 8th graders. And we basically were advanced learning. So in 7th grade, I was reading Romeo and Juliet. A lot of people read that their freshman year in high school, right? In 8th grade, I was already taking, 7th grade, I was taking high school math, high school English, high school science. I took biology in 7th grade, bro. Most people took that their sophomore year in high school. I took that in 7th grade and passed it in. You know what I'm saying? Chemistry. I took chemistry in 8th grade, bro. So, like, and I got high school credits, and I didn't even try. I was one of them. I was the smart kid that hated school because I'm like, bro, I want to be a YouTuber. Like, so I did just enough work to just pass. You know what I'm saying? I could have graduated early. That's a whole nother story. But like, I know I was in advanced learning and shit like that, bro. But like, I wasn't a genius. You know, I'm not fucking Bill the science guy or whatever his name is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just a nigga who went to school and learned. I learned how to comprehend. I learned about science. I learned math. I learned reading. These kids is slow, bro. And this shit, with all this AI shit, Chat GPT and all this, it's just gonna make them slower, bro. It's scary. It's scary. But the good news about it is, it's going to make my kids' life 120 times easier, because my kids, oh my, y'all gonna think my kids is aliens. Y'all don't think my kids is geniuses. Cause y'all motherfuckers is getting dumber, and the scary part about it is that the world think they get more and more advanced. You not getting more advanced, you getting lazier and dumber. Perfect example. In 1890, women knew how to plant food. Women knew how to get their own water. You can't tell me how to do that. You don't know how to do that. Because somebody do it for you. So that make you dumb. When I was in high school, we didn't have Chat GPT. We didn't have nothing but Google and YouTube. We didn't have nothing that could help us write a fucking essay at all. Nothing. There was nothing invented that could help us write an essay. Which means we had to go on this motherfucking Google Docs, Times New Roman, 12 font, double space, sometimes single space, and we had to write out our own thoughts and make sure and our teacher would go through it and make sure, no, this is misspelled, no, this pronunciation is right. This punctuation isn't good. You know what I'm saying? Like we would get graded like that. So if we had bad punctuation, bro, we got points taken off for that. If we had run-on sentences, we had points taken off for that, bro. If we had misspelling, points taken off. Over-explaining, points taken off. And then you sat down and like, oh shit, I got a C on here, or I got a D. You would really get a D on a really decent essay. But because your punctuation, your pronunciation, your run-on sentences, your grammar, everything was slightly incorrect, you will end up with a low C, high D, bro. These kids now, there's no way this little motherfucker should be graduating nothing.